Today we are going to read the book An Eye for Color, the story of Josef Albers. Josef Albers was a very famous artist, so we're going to find out more about him, and then we're going to do a project inspired by his beautiful artwork. So this book is written by Natasha Wing, and it's illustrated, or the art is by Julia Breckenreed. An Eye for Color. Josef Albers saw art in the simplest of things. Growing up in a coal mining city in Germany, he watched his father paint doors as if they were artists' canvases. What kinds of things do you think Josef is noticing? Where is he seeing art? As a poor student, he mined scraps from the dump and turned them into collages that shined like jewels. So a collage is when you take found objects, like he's doing there, and make them into artwork. When he became an art teacher, he experimented with glass and optical illusions. An optical illusion is when your eye sees something different than what's on the page. For example, do you see a person here? Is there really a drawing of a person there? What about those black stripes? Is his face long or short? Does it look different as you look at it for longer? What happens to the stripes? Your eye is seeing it differently. In 1933, Josef was invited to teach in America. His goal was to open eyes or change the way people saw things. Watch what's going on, he told his students, and capture the accident. Can the students capture a moment in time? Although he found simple beauty in America, it was Mexico that captured his eye. The buildings, the pottery, the way colors looked different under the Mexican sun fascinated him. He wrote to a fellow artist, "Mexico is truly the promised land of abstract art." During one visit, he made a series of abstract paintings inspired by adobe buildings. Their flat roofs and smooth, sun-dried mud surfaces were both simple and bold. Over and over again, Josef painted nothing but rectangles. Long rectangles, tall rectangles, rectangles within rectangles, all in different combinations of colors. So, does Josef Albers' adobe building look like a building that you could walk inside? Does it look like a real building you might see in Mexico? No. His building, his artwork, is abstract because he looked at something and then imagined it, and he took what he was feeling and his imagination and he painted a picture of those things, not of what he really saw, but of his imagination and his feelings about what he was looking at. Interesting effects emerged. When he changed the colors of the rectangles, the mood of the painting changed. Some paintings felt happy. Look at all those warm colors like the sun. Others, quiet. So he used whites with other colors to make light pastels that look quiet. Colors themselves changed. Blue looked different next to orange than it did next to beige. Which man pops out at you more? This one or this one? What do you think? Which painting looks brighter and bolder. Color was not what it first appeared to be. But why? What else could it do? Determined to learn more, he set out to study color as carefully as a scientist. He started in the simplest way possible. Here he is experimenting. In 1949, at the age of 61, Joseph began his exploration. First, he chose one shape, the most geometrically perfect shape. All the sides are the same, the square. Next, he picked the purest form of color, paint squeezed straight from the tube, no mixing. Last, there would be no overlapping of colors, just colors side by side. He painted squares within squares of different sizes and colors. Colors came to life like actors on a stage. One color stepped away into the background. Another popped forward. Colors became softer and louder. These yellows are the same color. One color became two, or changed into its opposite. All right, so your job right now is to take a look without blinking at this green square for a few seconds. Then we're going to look at the white square and see what happens. So I'll count down for you. Ready? Remember, look at the green square without blinking. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7, 1,000, 8, 1,000, 9, 1,000, 10, 1,000. Okay, look at the white square. What happens? What did you see? Say it out loud. And then let's look at it again. What's really there? An optical illusion. Our eyes are seeing something different than what's really there. Colors even disappeared. Can you see the bottom of the letters? Does it change when I move the book? Joseph kept making painting after painting of squares. With each painting, he proved that colors don't stand alone. They interact. I can kill the most brilliant red by putting it with violet, he said. See how this red doesn't look quite as bright next to the violet? I can make the dullest gray in the world dance by setting it against black. See how that gray pops? Pop! Joseph put his findings into a book, Interaction of Color. It changed the way the art world looked at color and the way teachers taught art. The Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York recognized the importance of Joseph's study. It was the first time the museum ever gave a living artist a one-man show of his life's work. Look at all the people going to see Josef Albers' work. Only his work is at the museum because they thought it was so important. They wanted as many people to see it as possible. For 27 years, Joseph created images of squares, more than 1,000 of them. For him, there was no end to what he could learn about color. I'm not paying homage to a square, said Joseph. It's only the dish I serve my craziness about color in. So it wasn't that Joseph really loved squares. He liked to see what happened with color, and squares were an easy way to experiment. Today, his squares hang in art galleries around the world, showing that color alone, as simple as it is, can be an exciting form of art. Let's take a look at some of his squares. What do you notice? What do you notice about color? What do you notice about size? do you notice about shape? And that is the end. So you're going to get a chance to make your own piece of art inspired by Josef Albers. Let's find out a little bit more about color. So today you are going to experiment with colors just like Josef Albers. And a great place to start is with the color wheel, which I have right behind me. So you can see I have arranged my colors into a circle, and I've arranged them in a special way to help us think about color. So we read about in An Eye for Color that Josef Albers layered colors on top of each other to change the feeling that was in his piece of artwork. So let's talk about some of the colors that we might layer on top of each other and what kind of feeling might happen when we layer them. In this piece, the colors are next to each other on the color wheel. How does that change the feeling? The other type of color relationship are when two colors are not alike. They're very different or opposites. Opposite colors are across from each other on the color wheel. So if you can draw a line from one color all the way across to the other color, that is an opposite color. So purple and yellow are opposites. They're not alike. Purple does not have any yellow in it, and yellow does not have any purple in it. Red and green are opposites. They are not alike. Green does not have any red in it. And one way, if you're not sure if two colors are opposites, one way you can find out is to take a little bit of each of the colors on your paintbrush, so a little purple, a little yellow, mix them together, and if you get brown, you have found two opposite colors. Here we have two opposite colors. Do you see how the man pops because he's on the orange background? On Seesaw, follow the directions to make your feeling art. Here I'm working on mine. I found some solid colors in magazines, I drew some of my own, and then I tried them all out on top of each other to see what feelings I could make. Glue them together. My pieces are called Warm Excitement and Peaceful Nature. Your turn. Your teacher can't wait to see what feelings you create.